really appreciate the fact of being on this call. And like Marva would have said, I hadn't actually had any experience really about the microbiome until I actually started to hear you on the call in terms of explaining a lot of this science. I would say that the microbiome really is what we call precision medicine. I think at this time in our lives, we really need to understand the basics before we can actually go further. I mean, you can't build a house with proper foundation and having a really good understanding about what microbiome really is really the beginning of good health.
Yeah.
So I would say hats off to you guys. I mean, you guys have actually led the fight for quite a long time with regards to this when, I don't think I actually heard anything much about microbiome. But you know what? Clive, it's very interesting, when you start to put things in your consciousness, that suddenly now you have this now already ingrained in your mind, that everywhere you go now, you are actually hearing more and more about this. As Dr. Ruthan would have said, you are now hearing other people talking much more about the microbiome now,
Yes.
because it is not just a topic of interest anymore. It is really where the science is.
Yes.
So that's it for me,
Thank you. Very timely. I appreciate that shining in. Thank you. Lisa, do you want to come in? You can tell me. We're not we know sometimes you might be multitasking, but do you want to shine in with us asking? If not, I'm gonna make some other comments. But thank you guys for what you said so far. Now, if we go back to the song says, walk through this world with me. Go where I go. Walk through this world with me. I need you so. And such alike. Now, we are now learning that our microbiome has been working with us and for us even before you were born. Scientists are telling us that they are seeing bacterial DNA in the placenta. They are seeing bacterial DNA in the amniotic fluid. I usually get that right. What am I making? Yeah, amniotic fluid. And they are seeing bacteria in the first stool that the child passes. So bacteria has been playing a part in our very growth. I'm listening to a doctor that knows his salt, and he tells us that our mom's microbiome make chemicals that goes into the womb and allow the placenta's brain to develop properly. Wow. The microbiome has its fingers shaping your brain even before you came on the planet. These are irrefutable facts that microbes are playing a critical role in our lives. Now the song says, walk through this world with me. Because this is microbial world. This world is a planet of microbes being led by bacteria and fungi. Now, if we understand what these little guys are doing in keeping the planet together, we will not do one iota of things against them, because they are keeping the plant world together, the insects, the birds, the animals, the oceans, the rivers, and the seas, and the atmosphere together to be conducive for humans to survive. And we did not know, because they don't make any big noise about it. They don't blow any big trumpet and blow their own horn in terms of what they are doing. They just go ahead and do it. So we are being chaperoned by microbes. They are like our travel agent and has now become our tour guide. Because the travel agent, they will give indications to you where are good spots to go. So they show you a place on the map. Jamaica is a nice place to go, but the travel agent is not going to come with you to Jamaica to show you all the nice places. Am I correct? So, but when you come to Jamaica, there is a tour guide. Thank you. There is a tour guide. So, for example, if you need to go to Blue Mountain, if you try to go to Blue Mountain on your own, that's not such a good suggestion at all. Because, first of all, you need to be understanding what time of the evening or night is best to begin your journey. Because you don't want to take on that journey while the sun is hot. You're not going to have the energy for the endurance. And then again, some part of the journey has a lot of precipice, dangerous turns, rivers. You need to hold each other's hand to cross the river and things of that nature. So you don't want to go on your own. But here we have a difference in the microbiome, in that it is not only our travel agent, it has now become our tour guide to literally get us to the top of the mountain or to go to Dunn's River Falls. And I know I don't want to sound like I'm showing off because there are other Caribbean islands being represented here in other countries. So let me not behave as if all of us are Jamaican, but I think you get the idea that I'm talking about, that we need to be guided. So our microbiome is our travel agent and our tour guide in this world. So come take my hand and walk through this world with me. Now, it's interesting enough that microbiome is not saying that to us, come show me how this thing gonna, show me around. No, it's the other way around. They have taken our hands through our minds that operates our feet and our hands and our body. And they are showing us around places to go, places to discover, giving us the drive and the impetus and desire to go take on these different journeys and adventure, because the world is a beautiful place and it's like a book. And if you do not travel the world, it's like you get stuck on one page. I heard somebody said. Many of us are stuck on one page of this life because we do not know how to go, where to go, when to go, or can afford to go. But the song encourages us. Walk through this world with me. Go where I go. Now, if we look at it in human relationships, no matter how your mother loves you, no matter how your best friend means a lot to you and care for you, no matter how you get married or in a relationship with somebody, nobody is with you 24/7 as your microbiome is with you. If I'm talking the truth, I want to say somebody put some sevens in the chat room. There is no human being that can be with you 24/7 as your microbiome. The love of your life can be with you 24/7, 365. We need them. Although they need us, we need them so much more because we can't even survive without them. So the microbiome is playing a critical role with us. So it talk about share my dreams with me, So all things pertaining to your life, we can relate it to the microbiome, every single thing. And for those of us who are coming on the call for the first or second time, you're wondering, they're talking about this microbiome, but what is the microbiome? I'll try and give it to you in 90 seconds. You see, inside of your body and on your body, you are comprised of 110 trillion cells. Those who are doing the counting, the scientists, tells us that 10 trillion are human cells, 100 trillion are microbial cells. 6 pounds of you are microbial, or 2% of your body weight. That 6-pound factor is like the software or the motherboard of the computer. It runs the computer. Our body is almost like a ship, but needs a captain. The microbiome almost represents the co-captain of the ship. So we have these microbes comprising of bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, archaea, and parasites. Now you can take your time, look up the meaning of some of these terms, but it is dominated by bacteria. You have, or are supposed to have, up to 1,000 species of bacteria living on you and inside of you. And each species is performing a different role in our body. Some of them overlapping roles to ensure that the job get done. But they are not just there like a figurine on the whatnot or on the shelf. They are actively participating in your life. And you're saying, can any Sankey sing, Sir Clive? And I'm saying yes. We have, in terms of genes, 22,500 human genes. But do you know that 22,500 human genes cannot run the entire intricacy and complexity of the human body? Did you know? I give you this fact. 99.5% of the genetic expressions going on in your body right now that causes you to wink, blink, or think is not being done by human activity. It sounds as if they say I made a mistake, right? 99, not even that, 99.5. Because wherein we have 22,500 human genes, we have in excess of 9 million microbial genes. They are keeping the body together and the activity of the body together. And if we look good, smell good, or think good, it's because of our microbes. And we were taking the credit all this while until we invented the microscope and until we invented many aspects of technology that has allowed us now to sequence and map the genetic expressions of the body and crack the genetic code. We have discovered the truth. We cannot do a lot without microbes. The sad thing, all our lives, the powers that be have taught us to be hostile to microbes. Isn't that sad? What you do not understand, you abuse. We have abused microbes left, right, and center, and we have participated. What do you mean by that, Clive? We are the ones that also are brainwashed and go to the stores and buy chemicals that kills 99.9% bacteria or germs. Only now to realize that we are mostly germs by function. Am I getting into trouble with anybody yet? We are mostly germs by function. Because in terms of numbers, they outnumber us 10 to 1. In terms of genes, they outnumber us almost 200 to 1. So what make us human? Wow, ain't even human. We are too microbial to be casual in a world of toxins. Can I say that again? We are too microbial to be casual, if not careless, in a world of toxins. We're buying antimicrobial soap, antimicrobial wash, antimicrobial toothpaste, antimicrobial, help me with some of them, man. You know, some of the ones that we're buying, things to kill off bacteria. They have taught us so well how to kill ourselves. That is why we are so sick. No human being, no animal. And you see them, Dr. Houghton remind us, the ads for the dog's microbiome. Look at that. We are promoting the dog's microbiome's interest more than human gut microbiome interest because somebody has an axe to grind. Somebody has an agenda. Somebody has ulterior motive. And we can't talk too loud because them powerful and them know how to shut up, man. Because the entire system is a major cash cow. Healthy people is worthless to the sick care system. They want you sick. The hospitals and doctors seems to benefit more when you're sick. And we're not anti-doctor. Don't get us wrong. The food manufacturers want us fatter and sicker and addictive to the food that make us sick. They mess with our money. They mess with our religion. They mess with our mind. Now, when you mess with several things about us, is one thing. But when you mess with people's minds, because the greatest weapon in the hand of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. They have our minds. They have convinced us that they're acting in our best interest. Thank God for the internet and the computer. We can read for ourselves because they mess with our books. And if Professor Tim Spector had his way, he would burn the textbooks, shred them, and burn them. That's what he said, because they no longer represent the truth of how the human body functions. We're not 12 organ systems run by the brain, and that's it. Yes, we are 12 organ systems, but there is an organ system, according to Dr. Francisco Delgado. Bacteria are an extension of the functions of the body and help us to stay healthy. Look at how the narrative has changed. But look at how our minds have been poisoned against microscopic organisms, in particular bacteria. Cutting your nose to spite your face. And the better you have become at damaging, destroying, and maiming microbes, is the sicker you are. You cannot hurt microbes and stay healthy, because them keep you healthy. Oh, am I talking the truth this evening? So this is the truth. The word and Dr. Edeas, thank you, Mayor. If we are going to help people, what should we do? Tell them the truth. You are not the creature you think you are. The creature you have been taught that you are does not exist. The human being, you are a superhuman. You're an ecosystem. You are more than human cells. Human activity alone cannot help you. We need help. And man, do we have helpers around here, thank God. They help us to do everything pertaining to the body. The time is running. Let me give you this quotation. Maybe two quotations. Which one should I give it first? Courtney Kazembe. Courtney Kazembe. He's a Jamaican lawyer, wrote a book, Authentic Power. He says that since the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts, you need to become a skilled thinker. Since the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts, you need to become a skilled thinker. While that one is marinating and resonating and impacting, I'm going to give you another one that's going to knock your socks off. This is David Castorani. Ready for this? God is being recorded. The mind is a powerful force. It can enslave us or it can empower us. It can plunge us to the depth of misery or lift us to the heights of ecstasy. Learn to use its power wisely. Is there anybody that would like to hear that again? I can repeat. Thanks for allowing me to. The mind is a powerful force. And when I say mind, think bacteria, think microbiome. The microbiome is a powerful force. It can enslave us or it can empower us. It can plunge us to the depth of misery or lift us to the heights of ecstasy. Learn to use its power wisely. How do you like those two quotations? Here is the thing. The mind, the mind, the mind, the mind. The most powerful thing about you is your mind, because wherever the head goes, the rest of your body follows. Here is what your brain depends on your gut for support. Plenty support, a whole heap of support, massive support. Did you know that? Some person might be hearing this for the first time, but you have 3 brains. Oh God, Clive is crazy. He's more crazy. Where's there is asylum? 3 brains. Some hear about 1, some hear about 2. Clive is saying quarter dozen brains. Yeah, brain run the body, brains run the body. So we have here in our skull, cranium, 100 billion neurons. So neurons are the working units of the brain. 100 billion neurons make up your major brain. 500 million neurons are allocated to your gut. So that's the second brain. If you didn't hear, yes, we don't have time to discuss it tonight, but the gut is classified now as your second brain. The narrative has changed. But so, Clark, where's the third brain? If I ask you to point to you, if you stood up and I said, point at you, where would you point? The center of your chest. What's the center of your chest? Your heart. Third brain. Science is saying your heart has 40,000 neurons. So your brain, thinking brain, your gut, sensing brain, your heart, your feeling brain. We need 3 brains to run this marvelous, amazing, adorable, beautiful, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious body. 3 brains, like the 3 legs of a stool. If one brain is damaged or malfunctioning, functioning or broken, you cannot sit on that stool properly. You're going to collapse. If you try to sit on a stool that's supposed to have 3 legs and it only has 2 good legs, you're going to
Excuse me,
fall.
sir.
Yes, Miss
May I
Lynn.
interrupt you?
Yes.
You could have at least pulled me aside and tell me about the third one, you know. I am as shocked as everybody else on this call. I only know about the 2. When you
Okay.
introduced the second one, you mentioned the second one months ago. I was like, what? What? But now this third one, I am laying down. I can't handle it. I'm gonna have a little nap when you're done, but I'm gonna just lay down right now. 3 brains. And you know
Yeah.
what? The whole thing, it makes sense.
Okay. Thank you for saying that. Because we have often heard them said, it's a follow your gut, but it's a follow your heart, follow your feeling. You know what I'm saying to you? A broken heart. Do you know how devastating a broken heart is? When that young lady looks that young man straight in the eye and she says, Tom, it is over. He is devastated. He gets insane. His heart is broken. So the heart is one of your brains, and we did not know. It is your feeling brain, thinking brain, feeling brain, your sensing brain. We need all 3 brains working in synergy, working in unison to keep your body healthy. Because if the heart brain is damaged, it affects your brain in your skull. If this brain is damaged, it affects your gut. If the gut is damaged, it affects both your heart, and all of them impact each other powerfully. And we didn't know. They did not teach us. But this is the latest narrative coming out of the scientific medical research community. More than 100,000 published scientific papers in just the last 15 years. And this information is now doubling every year. It cannot even be refuted. The biggest name journals, the biggest name doctors, they're writing books about it. The biggest medical institutions, the schools of higher learning. The narrative has changed. It's all about your brain, in particular, your gut brain. This is your thinking brain. But because your gut is the sensing brain, your brain here is stationary. It cannot roam. It cannot move about. It cannot sense. Do you know how your brain knows what is going on the outside environment? Do you know how your brain knows what's going on your skin and internal organs? It depends on your gut brain. It's your sensing brain. It sends signals. It senses and samples your environment and sends the report to the brain. Hear me now. If the report is wrong, if there is misinformation, the brain now sends information to all the organ systems. There's chaos and confusion and mayhem and disorder and disease and help me with the adjectives. Are you making the connections? This gut brain, some people believe maybe the first brain. I won't argue with them. But your brain depends on your gut through the vagus nerve, through the blood, through the immune system to send snail mails or fast mails to it, to give it instruction when to make, how to make, why to make different chemicals to keep the body going. Your gut is so important. I cannot even overstate it. Why is the gut important? It's what lives there. The 10 Downing Street, or you can call the capital houses in each major country. What lives there makes it important. The microbiome. 39 trillion microscopic organisms live inside of your gut. They are so intelligent, they have formed themselves into one unit. It is a brain, a sensing brain that senses your environment, senses what is happening to you, and feed that information to your heart and feed that information to your brain that you make intelligent, smart decisions. If the gut is damaged, you're getting damaged decisions, wrong decisions, misinformation. And that is why we have swellings, abnormalities, sickness, and disease, because we were not taught to honor our gut. And we treat our gut only as a food processor. You put in food one end, churn, 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 trash comes out at the other end. But guess what? You can't even form your own stool without bacteria. I'm not trying to behave myself. You can't even get rid of the logs coming down your river and deposit it into the ocean without the use and the aid of your microbiome. 60% of your stool, of your feces, is comprised of bacteria. They package the thing and they shed it out of the body. And we are going to give them bad face, bad mood, bad mind, bad attitude. They make the man. Not whether we like it or not. This is what they are seeing. This is what they are reporting. I'm just a parrot. I'm just a loudspeaker to report to you what they were not careful to tell you. And Dr. Michael Greger laments it's going to take an average of 17 years before the mainstream medical system is ready to tell you this, so it can operate in clinical procedures on a daily basis. But we don't have the luxury of waiting an average of 17 years. By that time, our damaged microbiome will kill us already. We need to understand what the microbiome is, what it is comprised of, what food it likes. Because if somebody's coming for dinner, you don't just cook them what you want to cook for them. You have the decency to ask them, even in discreet ways, what kind of meat do you like? What kind of food? Because you don't want to cook for them and then them say, sorry, I don't eat that. That's a waste of a meal. So you find out what they like. The good thing to do, we have found out our microbes love Asaki. They love Bellage. It prepared the way for culinary fire and inner seven. But on a wider scale, fruits, vegetables, grains, seeds, nuts, lentils, things that are alive because bacteria don't like and cannot tolerate and cannot use dead food. What kind of dead food can I talk about though? Food that we buy at supermarket in bags, boxes, cans, and then microwave it and do all kind of overcook it and such like. Food, but it's dead food. Bacteria like live food provided by Mother Nature. Learn to use those. And one of the problems that somebody is suggesting we're having with meat, guess what? Meat does not have any fiber, and bacteria love fiber. So you understand what's happening there. Okay, now I need to behave myself and start talking about these products I mentioned. Asaki. If I start by talking about Asaki, what Asaki does, it nourishes what? The microbiome. The scientists of Sankey Mayor, they have made Asaki to nourish, which means to feed, and to restore, because they know most of us have a damaged, dysbiotic, imbalanced microbiome. So when you take a product like this, it is helping to feed the diversity and variety of microbes in the gut. What you feed leads. So if you feed a good bacteria, they generally take over the governance of your gut. And that is how people are going to deal with gas, bloating, heartburn, upset stomach, diarrhea, constipation, celiac disease, diverticulitis, irritable. You can imagine you have a gut that is irritable. That is so terrible. Acid reflux, ulcers, call the name of the conditions. And because there is damage in the gut, epithelial layer damaged, it causes leaky gut, which triggers inflammation by the immune system. Chronic low-grade inflammation can cause other diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, thyroid malfunction, fibroid issue, fibromyalgia, sprained brain, Alzheimer's, stress, anxiety, depression. The list goes on and on. That is why when you feed the gut microbiome, they take charge of restoring damaged gut wall and get rid of inflammation. That is what is the greatest problem of mankind, along with free radical damage. Now you can see some of the other benefits, but my time might be up. Who is going to, I don't know if Dr. Ruthan can manage to speak or if Dr. Joy can come in and help us out.
So you can go ahead, you can go with either one. I asked Dr. Joy to do the in a
In a
seven.
seven, I know
So if you want
you'll
to go ahead,
do
you
that.
can do the village if you'd like.
All right, let me say that then. Horizon enzyme, not 3, but 5 is going 6, capable of acting inside where? Cells and the mitochondria. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, rosemary and olive are to be found in this amazing product called Belage. This product helps to clear blocked blood vessels. One of the major problems with our modern day Western diet, the food is clogging up our artery, clogging up our capillaries. How then are the tissues and the organs are going to be fed? That is why issues of diseases and conditions begin to happen in the body. Now, can you imagine a natural product that is designed in 15, 20 minutes, clinically proven, and can be shown by demonstrating with one of our machines, that it helps to clear blocked blood vessels and improve blood circulation? That is priceless. If it's only one thing this product would do, is to clear blood vessels, it will be worth its weight in gold. But it also strengthens the immune system. It increases energy production because it is targeting the mitochondria and deploys in the mitochondria like an internal WD-40 and refreshes them, and clinically proven over time to restore the total mitochondrial population to the cell. So you have raw, natural, original energy like when you were in your 20s or as an adolescent. So it increases energy production. It reactivates natural antioxidants in the body, superoxide dismutase and glutathione. That's powerful because free radicals are real, and you need something powerful to disarm free radicals and scavenge them and improve hydration at the cellular level, decrease fat and sugar, and improve blood circulation. So they're good for men, they're good for women too, because I'm learning that women need blood circulation in that area of their bodies too. Now, let me ask Dr. Joy, would you speak about the inner seven, please? And thank you. Is that going to happen? Thank you.
Hi, night. Yes, guys. Inner seven, over 60 plus minerals in this inner seven. Name a few: magnesium, sodium, potassium, calcium. Folks, minerals are the building blocks of the body's ability to metabolize. It's the building blocks of all cells and proteins metabolism in the system. Without it, we cannot function. The blood needs minerals so that anything you put into the body can be absorbed into the system as nutrients. If there is a lack of, we're going to have a lot of problems taking place. Depletion of bone mineral density, amino acids, enzymic function, liver, pancreas, spleen, a gallbladder cannot work hand in hand to do digestion and metabolizing. It also improves in natural defense mechanisms in the body. All right, calcium is not only important for teeth and bones, but it also helps in circulating the blood throughout the artery, strengthening the vessels, building red blood cells in the bone marrow. It contributes to proper pH balance to the body. Magnesium helps to bring the pH back to normal in the system. All right. It stimulates relaxation and vitalization. In today's world, we are bombarded by the stresses of what is happening, and it is slowing down our metabolic system. So our microbiome is not functioning in the manner in which it needs to produce the energy and the function that the body needs to run on a daily basis. It also improves intestinal flow. When you have minerals within the body, it causes the system to, drink more water, absorb more nutrients within the intestines. It provides essential minerals for your body, as we were talking about earlier. Zinc, very important for men's health, prostatitis syndrome, and all of these issues that, the male happens. Even in females and their issues that we are having right now because of slow digestion, all these endometriosis, PCOS, Master Clive spoke about it earlier on, when it goes out of balance, the microbiome, what happens. So folks, there you have it in a nutshell, how important minerals is for our body. Back over to you, Master Clive.
Okay, Dr. Joy, you want to take on Canoe Fire? Is it okay for you? You're able to do that?
All right, I can go ahead and do the Canoe Fire.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Canoe Fire, as you see in that lady there is in good rest and deep sleep. We can be sleeping, but not resting. So here's what the Canoe Fire does. It restores and protects us as we sleep. It reduces the carbohydrates and sugar absorption. All right, the olive, rosemary, green tea, and black bean is perfected in the oxalar night reset, which we call the ONR, which is a biocomposite that's formulated to add weight loss by reducing the digestion of these dietary carbohydrates in our bodies. All right, so it acts as a buffer. The herbal bioactives, olive and rosemary, are powerful antioxidants. So it helps to inhibit the enzymic digestion of polysaccharides, which causes, overproduction around, the tummy area. All right, the adipose tissue, the brown adipose tissue, which is produced when the body becomes insulin resistant. So here's what happens: you start to store it around there, and that's supposed to be burnt as energy as well as give the body heat, but it stores in the wrong place. So guess what these formulation does? It helps to reduce that carbs and sugar absorption within the body. It increases thermogenesis to reduce fatty tissues. We were discussing that earlier on. All right. It protects the gastrointestinal tract against oxidative stress. The olive and rosemary. All right. Black bean contains a defense proteins that breaks down amylase inhibitors. All right. So it inhibits the projection of that within the metabolic system. So guess what happens when that starts to happen? Women tends to have issues like PCOS, fibroids, and all of that. So it is a good product in the sense formulation, I would say, in the sense of resetting metabolic issues. All right. We spoke about gastric oxidation supports metabolism and supports proper metabolic function. So once we have that ingredients in our system, it will help reduce the carbs absorption and maintain and achieve your average body weight, which is considered beneficial to your human health. A lot of persons who said they started taking the Cronify and started losing weight drastically. It's not that you're losing weight, because we are so accustomed looking big that we don't even realize how we have to reset the microbiome. So you realize it now that you're looking like if you're 19, 18, thereabouts. It means that the organs are breaking down the fatty tissues around it. So when you will also notice as you lose that fat, that unnecessary and unwanted fat, you are toning at the same time. And that is what I love about the Crenufire. You don't have flabs and excess hanging around you. Back over to you, Master Clive.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank
Big
you so
wow.
much, Dr. Denise. What explanation of
Thank
this?
you.
You make me feel like I want to take one more right now. Yeah, man. Tell me something. Is Bev on?
Her name is there. I just messaged her. I don't know if she's on.
Hey, Auntie Bev, are you able to shine in? Miss Beverly Holness, I know you quite likely you're driving home because in terms of hours and traffic is inside of your neck of the woods. So we don't want to drag it out too much. But also Bev iPhone is there. But is Bev, are you hearing us? Are you able to shine in? Thank you. Okay. But so all right, what I can do then, Marva, if Bev can come, just say to someone on the phone on the call right now, can they get these products where they are? Just give them a quick thing in terms of how that there's indeed hope for them to get these products there in neck of the woods. Thank you.
Certainly. Thank you so much. Now, everyone, we're listening to all this and see what these products can help us, how it can assist us in getting our microbiome in order for our bodies to heal itself as our God intended it. So the easiest way is to get back to the person who invited you to this call. I'm understanding that some people are not able to get this information because nobody really invited them personally, but they were listening to a radio show or they overheard somebody speaking about it and found a way to the call. So if that's the case, you can make contact with anyone at all that you've heard, Dr. Joy, Clive Campbell, Dr. Ruth and myself, Lisa, and so on, because we are here to serve you. So we have fulfillment centers in Jamaica, in Kingston, Jamaica, in the Bahamas, in Canada, in Trinidad and Tobago. In the United States, it goes direct. Just go directly. You don't have to go to a call center from our office in Vegas right to your home. If you want to become one of us, you want to be a distributor. That is amazing. It's an amazing thing you want to do. And this, I say, definitely check with the person who you checked with before, who invited you here, because it's an amazing thing. We even have a promotion going on now that you want to be a part of. So do your best. Act fast, because we act fast around here, and get involved. You will not regret it. Okay? Was that okay,
Okay.
Scott? Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. You know, Dr. Joy, we have a Joy on the call asking for an explanation of how Belage helps with hydration at the cellular level. Are you able to respond to that even in a minute, please? Are you able to?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hydration at the cellular level, well, simply means that the belage acts as it's a nutrigenomic, meaning that it works little at a time in absorbency in the cells. So when it hydrates, it means that it reaches the mitochondria in the cell because of the formulation. It reaches, sorry about that, it reaches into the cell at that cellular level and absorbs into the system and have the mitochondria, which is the life force of the cell, hydrated and repaired. When we say it in simple terms, but it is a lot of things happen in there in terms of hydration, because the belage is basically the building block. The formulation of the belage is the building block of these little life forms in each cell. All right, and together with drinking your water and the other minerals, it has the absorbency, so which means it brings the pH back to balance and normal in a cell that is dehydrated. I hope that answers the question.
Beautifully, thank you so much. Few persons are more gifted to give that answer in such a short period of time. Thank you. Hope that suffices the person that asked that question. Thank you. Thank you. So we are hearing that when you add belage to water, becomes living water. Somebody said that. You might experience that for yourself too. Now, Lady Marva, in terms of tomorrow night, is there any announcement of what you're going for me?
So tomorrow night is the night after. So what has happened recently, Mr. Campbell, Clive Campbell, and Dr. Monroe they've been featured on in Jamaica and Radio Jamaica RJR 94 FM. They are speaking about the microbiome in a different light. And so it's not like coming here tonight and, oh, I got one of them, I don't have to go tomorrow. It is so amazing. There's a special guest, since Dr. Brooks, I'm not sure that's his name, is going to be on tomorrow night and then the following Wednesday. It is something to hear, something you bring a pen and paper and bring something back with you, because this is just so amazing. It's on in Jamaica time at
8 p.m.
8
8
p.m.
p.m. Jamaica time.
and 9 p.m. in Canada, US, Trinidad and Tobago, the Bahamas, and other places within, with the same kind of a setup like this, like an hour apart. And so it's something that you want to get into. I try my best not to miss it, and I invite somebody. I don't go on naked. I go with somebody else. Because this is something. It seems too good to be true, and it seems so simple when you listen to it. But you know what? It's all fits in. So as much as you can get about the microbiome. Remember, now you got to teach your children, you can teach your grandchildren, you're going to teach your neighbor, strangers. When you see them, say something. Something. We're obligated to help. We are obligated to see somebody who needs it and just walk up to them and tell them about their microbiome, because that's probably the simplest way to start. Because if you're telling them, listen, you're too fat, your skin is too blotchy, you can't go and tell people those things. So you just talk about the microbiome in the simplest form, and the more we hear it, the more we're going to be able to say to somebody without being offensive. So
True.
Tonight, we had a wonderful time. Tomorrow night, we're going to have an even more wonderful time because tonight softens you up for tomorrow night. So it's true because you see, it's at a different level that's spoken tomorrow. And I love it because I like to stretch myself. And so when I get on Wednesday, I know I'm being stretched because I am soft on Tuesday and I am massive on Wednesday. Don't mess with me because I'm going to be speaking about the microbiome one of these days.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Joy, but I'm going to work at it. So come on, everybody, come and do it. Last week, Tuesday, we asked that everybody come back on and bring one person with you. So I'm asking anybody here, if you brought somebody with you tonight, can you raise your hand, please? S'il vous plaît. Anybody? Raise your hand. Raise your virtual hand because I can't see it through the phone. I think I'm funny now. Yeah, seriously. Did anyone bring a guest on tonight? Okay, I see Andrea. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to unmute and tell me who you brought tonight, please. Andrea, you
Hi,
can unmute.
Marva.
Hi, nice to see you.
Well, I sent a message to a WhatsApp group, and I think Jennifer came as a result. Is that right, Jennifer? Because she might have been coming before, because I've been off for a couple of weeks.
Okay, so let me unmute her and ask her to speak. Miss Jennifer Willie, is that the right person I'm asking?
Hi, good
Hi,
night.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So so you're here because you heard you got a message from Andrea, or you came for another reason? Somebody else invited you. How did that work?
Yes, I came because of the message Andrea sent. She normally invites us to things like this. So I just thought,
Wonderful. I love it. Thank you so much for adhering to that. And so we
thanks
thank you
for
very
having
much.
me.
Thank you. Anybody else who have invited anybody who has come on? Hello, anybody? Okay. So for being so obedient, and you know what? It's not a matter of not being obedient if you don't bring anybody, because you can invite so many people. My guest actually is still working and had to give care to the person who he's working with, and he had a meeting also, so that collided, that knocked me out. So my visitor, my guest was not able to log in, but he did mention to me the reason. So I don't feel as bad, although I do. So Andrea, I am going to send something along through to Clive for you. Jennifer, are you in Jamaica? Are you in Jamaica, Jennifer? Or where are you? I've unlocked you so you can open your mic.
Yes.
Your Jennifer is in Jamaica?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So I'm going to give Dr. Mr. Clive Campbell something for you, and we'll tell you how to. I'll send it through Andrea, for you. Okay.
Very much.
That's
Thank you.
that's a little something just to let you know that we appreciate you coming on. I know it's not always easy to get somebody to come in because of their schedules. So thank you so much.
Wonderful. Yay.
Thanks. Thank you, Andrea.
Yay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anything else we want to talk about, Kai?
Okay, yes, thanks. Just to say thanks to you, Marvel, for the different ways in which you have brought effort and energy to this call. Thank you for your prayers and your input. I want to thank Dr. Joy also for the way she shone in and bring that level of knowledge. It's always so beautiful for that powerful light to shine in our direction. Powerful. And Dr. Ruth Ann, wow. We thank all the others, Lisa, etc., and Townsend, who have done their part to make this call possible. Thank you so much. And just for the call tomorrow night, our special guest and RGR will be Dr. Brooks. And he will be
I did get it right.
Yes, he's a clinical psychologist. And he's going to speak about the gut-brain axis. You don't want to miss it. So please shine in and be a part of something exciting. He is hopefully going to be on for 2 consecutive Wednesdays. So tell a friend, come out and hear it from the masters themselves.
So we have 2 doctors, potentially 3 doctors, and be on the call tomorrow night.
Hey, speak the word. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you so much. And I was so pleased to see Dr. Joy Pereira on the call tonight, because every time you speak about the inner 7, I want to open up a package, because you know, and one of the things that I found out also about the inner 7, Dr. Joy, is that it works externally also. Put it in your rinse water when you're washing your hair. I use it for any kind of an infection in my mouth. If I get a toothache or something, it's gone. It is gone. You know, it just do away with all those things. So, you know, thinking that, you know, is everything is done orally, but this works externally too. You know, so I wouldn't put the inner 7 on my legs, because I don't have hair in my legs. I wouldn't want my hair to start growing on my legs. But, you know, it works. It works. It works very well. So thank you. Nice to see you, Uncle Larry. You know, it just feel like, you know, the that whole old school is coming back. You know, and maybe because Mr. Humperdinck was on tonight too, right? Draw that kind of a crowd. So thank you all for coming. I mean it. And please, it stands for next week too. Bring 1 or 2 people. We're not asking to bring a whole slew of people, but if you do, they are welcome. So I'm asking you to bring someone. And I purposely didn't say what they're getting, because I don't want to have you come in just to get a gift. I want you to come because you want knowledge, you want improvement in your life, and that's what we're all about here. Okay? Thank you so much. King Clive?
Yes, thank you so much. So, Father, we thank you. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for today, a day we have never seen before, a day we will not see again. Lord, we thank you for your gracious provisions, your love, your forgiveness, and what you have done for us. We could not do without this gift of the microbiome. Thank you for your gracious provision. Thank you, Lord. Bless us tonight, we pray. Cause us to sleep sweet in you. We ask these mercies in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Dr. Ruth had to go, but she is fine, nothing's wrong. Just that she had another engagement that she had to run off to. So thank you so much for your time. We love you very, very much. And it's not just my lips speaking. I'm speaking from one of my 3 brains. Have a good night, all. Thank you. Oh, let me just send a message. Thank you to Andrea. Thank you. Alrighty. Cheers, me on. Okay. Take care. I'm closing off now.